Okay, good morning, students. As promised, another quick tutorial on how to create a topographic surface. From our previous exercises, we learned how to create just a general 2D line 3D formation, which we all have in front of us. So I'm going to start getting into the 3D aspect of Revit and how you would model a surface, actual topographic surface in Revit. Okay, so in your 3D view, if you click your 3D view icon, you will come into your 3D view, and the way to rotate your model is to hold your shift button down until it shows up with a little minus on it, and hold your center scroll button down and just turn. So you'll be able to do this very easily. Okay, so you'll find something on your top right hand side. It's a little cube with different views. That's called the view cube. It's very important for you to understand and know how to use a view cube. So you'll find that the view cube has a little blue markings on it when you roll your mouse over. That basically takes you to different views. Okay, so we want to always view our 3D model on the top view, the north being up. So if you play around with it, you'll learn how to use it very quickly. Okay, so we want for the purposes of this exercise to have our top view with our north facing up. It must be absolutely flat, so click on your top view and it will flatten the image out, or the 3D view out. Okay, so our first step for topographic surfaces is to click on your massing and site tab, and you'll find a little icon here saying Topo-surface. If you roll your mouse over, it'll show you a little picture of what a Topo-surface is. So basically you can create your contours with this. You can create entire topographical maps in a 3D form from it, and yeah, it's actually quite a very nice tool to use when doing urban planning layouts, so that you know the topography of the area and so on and so forth, and you can also visualize in 3D. Okay, so once we clicked the topo surface, we'll come into our modify or edit surface tab, where our topographical tools are in this last tab on your right hand side. Okay, so we are going to place a point. Okay, now the points actually are elevation points. So you'll see when you click to place point from your elevation, you'll see it's 0. Okay, and always make sure it's on absolute elevation. Okay, for this exercise we'll use 0 for our entire topographical surface, but I'm going to show you how a topographical surface actually works, and how we can use this to define different levels on a site and to create a sloping site. Okay, so the first point I want to make is we'll create a normal flat site, and I'll show that to you, and then we'll move on to a sloped site. Okay, so on this tab you click place point, elevation. For now it'll just be 0. I want you to click a point on your top left hand corner, top right hand corner, bottom right, bottom left, and you'll see it will create this surface. So you just press escape, and you click the green tick to finish the surface. Okay, so if you hold your shift button down, you'll see that it's created a topographical surface, a very flat topographical surface, and that's actually has a value to it. Another quick tip in Revit is if you roll your mouse over, it'll select the line, which is a top layer, but if you press on your tab key, it'll select the surface. Okay, so basically if you keep pressing your tab key, it cycles through the different objects. So you'll see this, it's choosing lines. If I press tab, it's choosing the site, then you click to select the site. Okay, or alternatively you can select any part of the site which doesn't have a line over it, like your sides. If you click on this side or you click on this side, it'll be able to select that surface. Okay, so we've got that, but I want to also show you the advanced part of this topographic surface. So we'll just click and we'll delete this, go back to our top view, and we'll create a topo surface again, and we're going to place the point at 0, click and click and click and click, maybe 4 points on this side, and then we'll say minus 1000 so that the site falls from left to right. We'll just click again, click there. This is just for example purposes, but we can get into the details later on. And then we can say minus 2000. We can click. The more points, the more accurate your site becomes. Hence I'm adding more points. You see, I'm not being very accurate here, but if you had to have a survey plan, you would click on the exact points. So the next point would be minus 3000. Click a few times. Let's go to minus 4000. Okay, this is just for practice, just to understand how topographical the topographic surface works. And minus 6000. And minus 7000. And you'll see the various dots. If you click on them, it'll give you the elevation of it. Okay, so very smart way of working with the topographical surface. So if you click your finished surface and you rotate, you'll see now that your topographical surface has a slope. So that's a very simple and quick way to understand a sloping surface on your topographical tool. So for the purposes of this exercise, we wouldn't go into the actual slope, but maybe in the next exercise we could do it with the slope. So I want you to then select it and delete it. Click on your top button again, and let's this time just create a flat surface. So you're going to click on topo surface, place point. I'm going to change that minus 7000 to 0, and we are going to click on all 4 corners of the site and escape. Click the green tick to finish the surface, and we have a flat site again. Okay, so in the site we find that it's all one material. It's a bare piece of ground that's in brown, but we want to give each piece definition. Okay, so our verge, we want a different color, our roads a different color, and our sites a different color. So it's very simple to do this. You are going to click on subregion. If you roll your mouse over, it'll show you a little video of a subregion, which you can easily create to demarcate a different part or different surface on a site. Okay, so the video is quite helpful. So you click on subregion, and Revit will give you a few tools to work with. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is create the road surface, or we want to split the entire site into different surfaces. So the first part that we do is the roads. So I want you to click on your rectangle tool to make it easy. You can always use your line tool, but the rectangle makes it a bit easier. click on your left side coming down, you'll see these pink lines. These pink lines are basically telling you this is the area you want to subdivide, and click and pull. So you've got two sections, escape. So basically those are road sections. Now we have created a sub-region on the main topographical map, and we click OK, and then we say sub-region again, click on the rectangle, we make our verges, and we click finish, and then we click sub-region again, rectangle, and we create the inside of our sites, and you click OK. So what you'll find here is now that your roads are separate, your verges are separate, and your main sites are separate. Okay, so this helps us in defining the different materials on each of these surfaces. So if you click on your first surface, we're going to change this to a tarmac material or a black material to represent the roads. So I want you to click on that until it selects those two. If you're selecting on your edge, press tab and it'll select. Okay, so once you select that, in your properties tab you see the first thing that says materials and finishes. So under materials, and it says by category, you click and you'll find there's three little dots. You click on that and it'll bring up your material tab. Okay, so under the material tab we have to scroll right to the bottom until we come to something called site, and here we are. Okay, so we've got site earth, which is the current color, site grass, site hardcore, site sand, site tarmac, site water. So we want to choose tarmac. Okay, and you click use render appearance here, or you don't have to, but I'd suggest you use it, and click apply, click OK, and click anywhere on your screen. You'll find that now your roads are in black. Okay, so for your verges, the same procedure. You click on your verges, click on the little tab, choose site sand. You can always change this to a different color. Click OK, and you'll find that it's changed your verges to a cream color. Click on your site, click on your tab, and we are going to choose site grass and click OK, and you'll find now that your site has some value to it. You've got roads in, you've got a verge in, and you've got a little site in green. Okay, so that's now we have a three-dimensional site which has value to it. The site has a topographical surface, which we could have done in a slope format or a flat format, but for the purposes of this exercise we'll just do a flat format. Okay, so class, that's the easy way of creating a topographical surface and dividing the surfaces using a subregion to create different parts of the surface. Always use your subregion. You could use a split surface, but it would split the site completely, and we still want the site to be one. Okay, so class, that's a simple way of creating a topo surface with different materials, and I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Thank you.